Hi everyone, AI Videos here, and I've subscribed to two of the leading AI video generating services to see if the tech is up to snuff on Sora on LTX Studio. If you're wondering what you might want to use AI video for, I comprised a list of use cases that I'll also be using as criteria to benchmark both services. These use cases are educational video, animation, real footage, and an overall score. First up is educational video. Maybe you're looking to create visuals that communicate an idea. I created some charts that I want to animate. For this bar chart, I want to have each bar appear sequentially going from left to right, sort of showcasing that the bars represent events that evolved over time. I wanted the same thing for this line chart, data points appearing from left to right indicating the passage of time. For this chart, I want data points to appear and disappear, showcasing that this chart is made up of sample data. Okay, so how did it go? At the top of the screen is the chart I used as a reference image. To the right, I wrote the prompt I gave to the AIs to create the video below. I found the video to be a bit finicky at times, like sometimes the video will generate something completely out of the ordinary. To account for that, I made 4 videos on both services for each chart. First is the bar chart. I fed in the image and used the prompt, each bar sequentially grows into view from left to right. I chose one video from each AI that I thought was pretty good. Both of them almost do what I want, especially these red bars. If they were just a bit more consistent with the data from my original image, I would use it. Now for the line chart. The results here seemed a bit farther away from what I wanted than the results for the bar charts. 2 of these videos from Sora even have news anchors when I was hoping for just the data. I thought these 2 were the best chart animations. Again, they almost do what I want. If they were just a bit more consistent with my input image, I would consider using them. The last image I wanted to animate for the educational video section is this sampling data chart. I made an effort to keep the prompt simple. Data points appear and drop off. The results, as you can see, included data points appearing and dropping off. It also included some dancing. One of the videos also failed to generate. This is an example of what I was referring to earlier about why I generated 4 videos for each chart. These 2 charts are pretty good, and I'm going to say the same thing about these that I did the other generations, except maybe to an even greater degree. They are almost there. With just a bit more polish, I would try these out in my presentations. Okay, time for some final thoughts. There are 3 main focus areas that stick out as things I'm looking for when creating educational video. First is style. Okay, so Sora created vibrant animations while LTX created video that was more plain. And as a result, it looks a bit more professional. This band of flashing stars from Sora is a good example. The second is fidelity. For both models, the charts in the output video were different than the charts I fed in. Taking a closer look, when Sora saw the bar chart and made a video about a bar chart, LTX was a bit more specific. It maintained a lot of the structure of the input image, like the width of the bars being about the same and the relative placement, etc. The last observation I made was the text on both models is messed up. Here are a few clips. Okay, so for educational video, I would want to see a bit more from AI before I start to use it. The next category is animation. I'll be using this initial photo of a man and woman making pizza, and this prompt. The man and the woman finish making the pizza and then give each other a high five. Okay, so how did it go? I was mainly looking for 2 things for animation: detail fidelity and prompt adherence. What I mean by detail fidelity is details appearing in the scene. Here's one from LTX where the woman's hand becomes covered in flour. These can become relevant if you want to string together multiple scenes, because now the later scenes should reflect the flower on the woman's hand. This scene from Sora sticks out to me due to its style. The characters start turning from animated to real, like one of those Scooby-Doo movies. I think under normal circumstances, you would want strong detail fidelity.
So we want the AI video to keep the hands flower free, and if the input is animation, keep the video as an animation.
The second criteria I mentioned was prompt adherence. This is referring to the ability to direct the action of the video with the prompt. Here, I specifically ask for the man and woman to high five, and, well, here are the results. There are a few two-handed to one-handed high fives from LTX, and what seems to be some kind of dance or romance between the man and the woman on Sora. There is this one video from LTX that gets the high five right, and then it's time to have this tray of fruit. My final thoughts are, once again, I think AI video is close, but not quite there yet. A bit less random detail and a bit more reliability for the video to reflect what you say in the prompt is all it would take to get there. Okay, the last category is real footage. We'll be using this scene that's nearly identical to the one that we used for the animated video, a man and woman making pizza, and we'll be using the same prompt. And the clips look mostly natural, especially for one of the services. These 4 videos are from LTX, and these 4 are from Sora. Diving into the weeds of detail fidelity, LTX seems to have this recurring theme where the woman's hand becomes covered in flour. This differs from Sora, which desperately wants these 2 people to be dating. Moving on to prompt adherence, LTX actually seems to have some reasonable natural behavior. From what I can tell, Sora is mostly still thinking about how to get these 2 people together. My final thoughts are the real footage is high quality. The people look like real people doing things that real people would do for the most part. I might be tempted to use AI visuals if I was making something like a cooking video. So is AI video ready for you? I would say stay tuned. There's a lot of promise for visuals for educational content, animation for video storytelling, and especially footage generation for real-world scenes. Mark your calendar for maybe a year from now and check in on the tech. You never know when these things might start to show up in places like online courses or television. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. See ya.